Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. All right, Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, no metro. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right, good morning, everybody. Hey, Andromeda's here. All right, Christina. Hare Krishna, you ready to rap it? Ready to kick it? Let's kick it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's do the coffee first. Yes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Whoever wants to come on, it's in my timeline is the link, and also here again in the comments. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna. Oh, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the point is, everybody just chant and try to focus on your own heart and not get into this. If I unmute, everything's going to go all over the place. So just stay with your own chanting and feel it in your heart and commune with God. You know, that's the whole point, not to be into everybody. It's going to be, everybody. It doesn't work right when we're chanting. So one person has to chant, and then it'll work. So everybody should be in that mood, hopefully, that you're communion with your Lord, man. I mean, if you're just looking out there, no, kind of be with, we're here chanting together. It's an individual meditation, actually. And so get into that. And it's your relationship with God, and that vibration goes out. And that's what it's all about, is your tasting or awakening and nurturing your relationship with Krishna. See, so don't worry about, hers and his and not mine. Yours is what's important. And otherwise, if we unmute everybody's, it's just going to be one big jumbled thing, Okay? You don't see Lalita Ganga sweating it or anybody else. So kind of understand what we're doing here. It's a meditation between you and God. Okay? If we're doing a kirtan, this is a japa session. Okay? And it doesn't work kirtan anyway with this kind of thing. Okay? So I just want to let you know, in case anybody's confused out there, what we're doing. Okay, let's see where we at here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Yeah, you don't need to be here. Please go. You can be your own leader. Go out there and lead. You want to be one anyway, so go out there and be the one. Hare Krishna. You're the one. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. We're on the same page here. You want to be on a different page? Great. Go out there and do your own thing and get your own group where you can have everybody, doing everything at the same time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna makes all arrangements, man. Whatever you want, he'll do for you. Hare Krishna. But you want to try and control here, you're in the wrong place. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Yeah, people don't they don't want to be here unless they get control, unless they can do it their way, It's just otherwise they won't be here, So that's the way the world is. I don't need people to follow me on control others. Simply ask a question. You didn't ask a question. You want things that way. I mean, come on, be honest. You got to be honest to be here, man. You got things motivating you that you aren't even aware of. And if you understood, you probably wouldn't be able to take it. Anyway, that's what it is here, man. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's a dangerous place to be here because people tell you things that you usually probably won't want to hear. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. These people, we've all been here every day for 3 years. What about you? You come once in a while and you want to control everything and it be like your way, that way. We're doing things the way that things work here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Why I couldn't hear the other devotees. Yeah, well, that's why you can't. I told you, didn't seem to be able to accept it. So, what to do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. please don't try to program me with your words. Just projecting there, young lady. You want a different program, and you don't like the program here. So that's you want to. Everybody, the whole world is projecting, man. What to do, man. Maybe we all do. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I know, once Prabhupada was given a lecture, and he was sitting down on the same level as this lady, and she asked, "Why are you sitting on this like this?" He says, "Because you're envious of me. If I sit on another level, you'll be envious and jealous, and you'll complain. So I'm here like this." He told her straight out. Envy it controls everything in this world. That's why it's a miracle that we're doing what we're doing here. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Anyway, that's why we're doing this, is because you can't do it all together at the same time. Okay, let's see if we can get back to it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Let's try another one here. All right, let's try this one here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Yeah, goodbye. Yeah, maybe I'll get some peace now. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I'm not here to get a bunch of followers. I just want to chant, and be with friends, and not deal with this kind of stuff, man. It's hard enough to deal with other shit in the world, if you don't like what's going on, go there, start your own program, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. I'll take 3 friends over a whole bunch of people that want to come in and do stuff like that. You can't take a little feedback. You give me feedback, I'm going to give you feedback. Just, hey man, you do your thing, I'm doing mine. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Good luck to you. Whatever you do is good fortune, man. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. People have said I'm funny. We've said a lot of other things too. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Oops. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Okay, Ajamana, I'm going to tell you something here one last time. I don't like a minute away from Krishna when I'm doing this here, and I have to deal with this. I just get irked, and you probably won't understand that. It bothers me because now I kind of sort of lost it for a while, and hopefully, dealing with this. So I just the way I am, man. To me, this is my service to Krishna and my happiness, and I'm dealing with this now. And so I get I get it, and you got to be what you are, and I got to be what we just are what we are. What to do. You're going to be yourself. I'm going to be myself. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. What can be done? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Sometimes I'm not just what they call a prick.
Thunderbolt.
Nature, I'm a prick, Yeah, ego. Yeah, I got a big ego. That's it, man. Big ego. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Large ego. Yeah. Big, huge. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Yeah, I've heard that many times. Yeah, people have told me that a lot. The ones with the smallest ego have told me that. Hare Krishna, Krishna. The ones that had no ego told me I have a big ego. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Anyway, thanks for allowing me to express myself. Krishna. So, anyway, I wish you well there. You can stay here if you want. You just have to take time. Sometimes I'm a bit of a crab. You're a little crabby. Offensive. I'm an offender. What can I say? I'll get better gradually. So just stick it out. Try to stick it out. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Actually, you know what? Let's do what Andromeda says. Everybody unmute their microphone. Let's see how it works out. Unmute your mics and let's try it. Maybe I was too reactive.
Unmute to say.
Yeah, unmute. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes over. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. You guys in the audience, let us know how it works too. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama
Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare
I gotta
Hare.
lower my thing, but you guys can listen if you want. I can't hear it all at the same time. It's just,
No, I
no, no,
mute myself.
no. Let's do the experiment. See how everybody likes it.
Yeah, but I'm the only one. Young
No,
and
yeah, well, you guys,
there's
unmute your mics, guys. Well, Jan, let him keep his muted because Bhakti Tom, unmute your mic and chant. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare. Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
so we tried it this way, but the on the other end it doesn't work except everything but Andromeda likes it. So, but the other devotees are not. So we're going to go with that. So everybody mute your microphone. Let's just do it the way we do it. Um, and as I said, this is individual meditation. Don't be out. I mean, if you're thinking, oh, I'm listening, hey, come on, man. This is a japa session. Actually, this is rap japa. Didn't you read the title? It's not supposed to be a singing. I just wanted to chant japa. It's not like I'm trying to like sing in tunes and all that stuff. So much. I can't sing very well anyway. But the whole point is like a japa session. So the vote is to do it the way we usually do it. I mean, which I prefer too, because I'm here, and everybody should also be like that with Krishna, with your Lord, man. And so many great revelations come like that. I know when I'm thinking about looking over there and everybody else, and I just lose that. It's not like that. I mean, she's not like no one's. So anyway, so that's what we'll do. So the vote is it's not working for most devotees, so we'll do it this way. So mute your mics, and here we go again. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Oops. Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari this one. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna. Oh, Krishna. Krishna. What happened here? Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna. Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare, Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari Hari, Krishna Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hari Hari, Hari Rama Hari Rama, Rama Rama Hari Hari, Hari Krishna Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hari Hari, Hari Rama Hari Rama, Rama Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna. So maybe we'll read a little bit here. Been an interesting morning here. I learned a lot. Unspeakable things that we'll speak about. I like that, man. Unspeakable things that we'll speak about. Great secrets that Krishna used to hide. So let's read from Chaitanya Mangal. Chaitanya Mangal in the Madhya Kanda about Lord Chaitanya. The characteristics of Lord Chaitanya are fantastic, man. You know, the devotees used to like to just get together and just discuss his characteristics because it's God. You know, it's like you're getting to know God. Can you imagine that? You know, God usually means unknowable, unfathomable. You know, and so he comes here and he shows his nature. You know, this nature as a person. Can you imagine that? Personal. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, that's what we're doing. That's why Lord Chaitanya, he's so amazing, because he came and made it more clear who he is, who God is. Yeah. Okay, Chaitanya Mango. with no more further ado, O Life Master, Narahari and Gadadhar, O Life Master of Narahari and Gadadhar, O Life Master of Narahari and Gadadhar, please be kind to me. Please make your auspicious glance fall upon me. The Adhikanda is concluded. Now the Madhyakanda will begin. Whoever hears it will quickly attain a great treasure of ecstatic spiritual love. Whoever hears it will attain a great treasure of ecstatic spiritual love. Now I will speak the Madhyakanda, which is full of nectar. Now I will speak the Madhyakanda, which is full of nectar, and which describes the Lord's Nadia pastimes of preaching the gospel of ecstatic love. Isn't that amazing? What a gospel! The good news, the gospel, of ecstatic love. It's a little bit different than with Jesus' gospel, right? The good news of salvation. This is the good news of ecstatic love. That's pure devotional service, not the good no only salvation. It's even more. See, a new message, a good news message. The gospel means good news. Yeah, new message, wonderful message. Hey, isn't that the gospel we're preaching? Hey. What was the gospel that the recent acharyas were preaching? Was it the gospel of ecstatic love? I don't think so. Gospel of our Varnashram Dharma. Yeah. This should be a relief, man, to hear this good news. Isn't this? If this isn't good news, I don't know what is. Gospel of Varnashram Dharma, and now, it's like, the gospel of Moses, rules, regulations, mandates. And Jesus said, because of the hardness of your hearts, that's what Moses preached. See, the Lord said to give them that hard message. It's a bit hard. See, it's hard. See? So when the heart gets a little bit softer and receptive, then this message comes. But if your heart's still too hard, then you don't receive it. Yeah. The gospel of ecstatic love. I love that. Nice ring to it. See, Lord Chaitanya came to accept the path of ecstatic love. See? So that's following in his footsteps. Otherwise, you're not really following in the footsteps. See, if you follow in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya, then we get what he came to give. Okay? So he came and accepted from an ecstatic guru, ecstatic devotional path. He said, yes, this is what I want. You're the guru. Guru means teacher, right? Yeah, I want you to teach me how to chant so I can engage in this worship and ecstatic devotion. Hey, what kind of guru do you want? What do you want your guru to teach you? See, a lot of people, they don't know when they come to Krishna consciousness, they don't know what they're coming to get. Like, well, what are you coming to Krishna consciousness to get? What do you come to ISKCON to get? Do you come for ecstatic love? Or you never thought about it? Because you're not, you have to be a deep thinker to really get the essence, right? You should be guru to be is like, hey, whoever is thinking really deeply about stuff, like what is the essence of everything? What is the essence of bhakti yoga? What is the essence of coming to Krishna and coming to ISKCON? What is the essence? Why are you there? What is the purpose of it? Why was it brought here to this planet? Why did Lord Chaitanya come? Okay? Well, that's all the subjects we talk about here. See? Then you get to the heart of the matter. See, the heart. And you're not on the outside. You think Lord Chaitanya came here to give Varnashram Dharma? That was already going on. He came here to teach how to get to this spontaneous devotional worship. That's why he came. Now, so in the Majjhikanda, the Lord delivered the sinners Jagai and Madai and gave them the gift of ecstatic spiritual love. Even the demigod Brahma finds difficult to attain. Now, how did they actually get this? You know, there was a switch in mood. First, they felt themselves equal with Lord Chaitanya and the devotees. They thought, and better actually. See? So the Lord scared them into it. He called his chakra, and the chakra is going to come down and cut their heads off. See? And they got into fear. Fear. And then they asked, how can we, this is our, they realized something. They realized this person was more powerful than them. And then what happened? They became submissive. That was it. That was the secret. They became submissive to those who are submissive. See, you cannot relish these mellows trying to be equal with the devotees. To be equal with gurus, equal with God, equal with everyone. This is beyond the Brahmin level, of equally disposed to the cow, see, to the ant, and to Guru Dev. See? This is different. You cannot relish the mellows that many of the devotees here relish, thinking, well, I'm just equal, who are you, man? Because even the gurus, I'm not doing that with Prabhupada, wanting to be equal. That's why that movement was messed up. Because a lot of persons wanted to be equal with Prabhupada. See, they equally disposed. Well, what about me? I heard this, like one of the gurus, and this is an important lesson if anybody wants to move on or move deeper into what we're doing. Somebody was praising Prabhupada, and one of the gurus now he's passed away already, when he heard the glorification of Prabhupada, and this guy became a guru. He heard the glorification of Prabhupada, and the guy was thinking this, well, what about me? I'm also. And that became a guru in the movement. See, that's why it didn't progress. It's not, you don't, or just give Prabhupada, you're like that, but inside you have this way. What about me? I'm also good, fantastic. See, you can't relish these devotional mellows in that state of trying to be equal with guru, or this is the Brahmin level. We're equally disposed. Well, hey, man, we're all equal. And a lot of Christians are caught up in that also. That's why they can't go beyond salvation and liberation. It's not to be relished in that mood. It's always in that mood of submission. See, submissive. And so that's why, the Lord said he sends you a bona fide guru when you're ready to understand that it's for the one's benefit that one goes on and has that mood. And otherwise you can't taste these mellows. See, that's why you got to learn from the witnesses, even though they have so much bhakti. And that's why they have bhakti, is because they have the right mood. The Lord blesses them like that. And they realize, that's how that mood is getting, is in that submissive mood towards the Vaishnavas and toward Krishna and towards, everything and everybody, actually. The Lord actually, he showed the furthest extent of this. He became submissive even to envious people and jealous people and all of that. That's what was amazing. Nobody could do that. It was just like, that was Radha. She's just so submissive in many ways, but not always, just spontaneous devotional service, many moods. So, in the Majjhikanda, the Lord delivered the sinners Jagai and Madai and gave them the gift of ecstatic spiritual love. And that's the secret. So whoever becomes submissive to the Lord's representatives here, see, and begins to believe in them being authorized and empowered by that transcendental Lord, they very easily get ecstatic love. Okay? Otherwise, you can't move into that stage. So in the Majjhikanda, the Lord openly manifested the Hari Nam Sankirtan movement of chanting Lord Krishna's holy names. And in that kanda, to deliver the fallen people, the Lord accepted sannyas. I will tell all these stories. See, he took sannyas simply because to get to foster that mood of submission from the persons that didn't become submissive to his movement, didn't become respectful for it. See, those were actually the student community. Okay? They had the pride of knowledge. They thought knowledge was better. Just like now, there's been this thing about knowledge. What is better, knowledge or jnana or bhakti? And many people think, no, knowledge, jnana, is better than bhakti. Bhakti is a neophyte. See, that's pride. See, but the Lord came and said, no, bhakti is better. And they said, no, bhakti is better. See, because you can relish mellows that these ones that have this knowledge or superior knowledge, and there's a kind of a pride in that. See, and you can't relish mellows in that mood. So the Lord came and showed. He said, hey, man, you want to look at these moods? Look at these moods. This comes from bhakti, from devotion awakening in the heart because of being submissive to Vaishnavas, who are, being submissive to the higher platform. If you want to be equal to that platform, that's a misunderstanding. That's ignorance. See? You think, this is better, this knowledge, this equally disposed, or this equality with God is higher knowledge. No, that's not. It's all about the truth. See, the deeper truth is there's something deeper than that. There's a deeper revelation and realization about that Supreme Almighty Lord. Who he is, what he is, how he is. See, this submission mood, this is the whole thing. And those devotees, that's how they relish to keep their bhakti maintained. See, otherwise they go back down to Brahman level, and they're equally disposed and feeling, like salvation, saved. The acharyas taught that's a contamination. Nectar devotion says that's being contaminated by the salvationists. That's why you got to watch out for the Christians even. I mean, not in the thing, just don't just take on board everything. If you take on board their philosophy of salvation, then you're actually contaminated and you can't understand it. Because they also, they want to be equal. Many of them, most of them, they're up to that level. See, this is deeper. This is what I had to learn. I went back and forth. What is the difference? Go ahead, Darren.
And they also don't have a living guru.
No, they don't.
One.
No. They want to be the same. It's only Jesus. But you know what? No, it's them. They want to be See, they think, see, it's always, when Lord Chaitanya was preaching in South India, he was preaching this bhakti. What we're preaching, actually, the same thing. And people would come up to him and try to establish their philosophy. Just like here, anybody, they come and establish their understanding. They want to establish. And he would break it apart in their philosophy if they were willing. Some fought against him, like the Buddhists. They wanted to establish their, and when they couldn't do it, they wanted to, like cheat the Lord, cheat them, or criticize his character, make him, contaminate him in some way. See, they wanted all these different things. So this is the thing they want. What was your comment there? I kind of got off.
That they don't have a bona fide living guru.
Yeah.
Here and there, an ecstatic minister here and there.
Yeah. They want. Yeah. See, they want to just say it's all Jesus, but it's not. It's their consciousness. That's why I say we're not delivered by Jesus that way. We're delivered by the followers preaching. That's the way Jesus himself set it up. I'll prove my point. It's all in the scriptures still. In the book of John is one of the best of them, actually. John said when Jesus, and this is the way Lord Chaitanya worked. If people can understand this, you'll understand how you're really delivered in this world, and you'll go deep. So John records that Jesus prayed, and Jesus prayed. He even said, I don't need to pray like this outwardly, but I do this for their benefit, so people can understand what is truth. He said, I pray for my disciples because they listen to me. See, a living person, they listen to me. First fruit, they listen to me. They saw that these revelations that I got from my intimate worship of you came from you, and they were divine. They were God's real word, and not the bullshit words of these people who don't know God very well, of the Pharisees, see, which didn't get people very far. See, superficial. So very deep, very wonderful message came from this revelation, and he spoke that, and his disciples believed it, and they got the Holy Spirit. See, first fruit. Then he prays, he says, because they believed that my word was from you, just like I believed it, and this is what we got, this wonderful relationship. Let them have it too. Let them be as we are. See, this is Guru principle. This is Guru Tattva. Then he goes on, and he says, and let this also be for whoever believes in their testimony, not his, their testimony, because they're authorized. They got the result. The Lord even said, then when you get the Holy Spirit, the Lord will be speaking through you. God will be speaking through you. Krishna will be speaking through. Whoever believes in your testimony, which is Krishna's testimony, which will be the right message, will also get this. That is parampara. This is what Christians don't know. See? Therefore, they stay on that level of being equal and salvationists. That's why they need this kind of shiksha. They don't listen? Well, what can be done? This is conclusive. This is what the meaning of what Jesus is saying. And any Christian that has any sincere heart that looks at this and then looks at those verses will see what I'm saying is right there in front of their eyes. And practically no other Christians are seeing that. Okay? The only reason I see that I moved on and deeper by listening to Prabhupada and his books. And Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami and Krishnadas Kaviraj, and worship and believing and being submissive to their teaching, not thinking, hey man, I'm just the same as them. No, I'm even better because they're the false God. I was open to listening. Then I could move on and move deeper and understand these things and to preach these things. See, this is light, man. This is light on the subject. This enables anybody who listens to this and goes and checks it in the book, and they have a sincere heart. They do want to move on. They are hungry for a deeper relationship, which you can even see here with the devotees, a deeper revelation of the truth. See how Lord Chaitanya is the same God that we are all worshiping. He just came and just revealed more about himself, for our benefit, so that we can become closer to his nature and accept him more as he is. And relish that. It's wonderful to know God. Isn't that wonderful? The whole point of relationship with somebody in the world is to get to know them, right? To be more intimate. What and that's the best you can do in this world, and there's a lot of problems with that. Can you imagine doing that with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord, that unknowable one you get to know like that? Can you imagine the magnitude of that relationship, that perfection in that? The satisfaction in that relationship. If you get satisfaction in the world, and it's full of problems and Maya, because it's the dark shadow of it, you do that with God. And you get, by guru, the real guru just hitches you up like a marriage, like a minister marries you to that Supreme Lord. And now you're engaged in intimate, loving dealings with God himself directly. My God. That's a pretty good deal, isn't it? I don't know how we got into this, but it's good. What was your comment? They don't want guru or something. Yeah.
Well, they don't have a living guru.
They don't have a living guru. Yeah.
They don't hear the word spoken by an ecstatic person who knows Jesus himself. Yeah. They don't have somebody like that.
Yeah.
I don't think the Pope is ecstatic devotee.
Oh God, no. Yeah, and people, they don't know what is this ecstatic level. Anyway, it's a deep subject, and we're getting there more and more. So, what is this here? Oops. Okay, submission and submissiveness into Vani and Vapu of Gurudev, who can deliver them because he himself to the transcendental, to good, bad qualities of disciples and general populace devotees know the truth and don't take themselves equal. Ooh, complicated. I'll look that over a little later here. It's a little bit much for me to figure out right now. Okay, where are we at here? Yeah. So in the Majjhikanda, the Lord openly manifested the Hari Nam Sankirtan movement of chanting Lord Krishna's holy names, and in that Kanda, to deliver the fallen people, the Lord accepted sannyas. I will tell all these stories. Majjhikanda is full of nectar. So you hear about stories. Everything's. People are all telling stories. Did you notice that? Storytelling. It's all about stories. In the stories is encapsulated life teachings. See, and it's the stories in Lord Chaitanya's Leela and also the Bhagavatam. All these stories are they're help to develop our consciousness to the furthest extent, to us for our consciousness to transcend material nature. The problem in the world, there's so many stories, but they're all mundane or material, more or less. Or about morals, stories about morals. I hear people, they like to tell stories about stuff. You ever see these people telling stories? But if they're mundane, I get really bored now. See? The connoisseurs are the ones who like the stories of transcendence, that deal with transcendence, that deal with the deeper nature of consciousness. See, that's why Veda Vyas was given the instruction from Narada. He says, now people are not always philosophically inclined, so teach about Krishna through stories. Tell these stories. And I love these stories because these stories, they teach us how to understand God, understand his nature. And you're fortunate if you become attracted to these stories, the stories of Ajamil's, a thing. And you see that there's a teaching in there. There's a reason for this. It's not just a storybook, to fall asleep, like hear somebody tell you a story and then oh, what a nice story. It's the same thing. The greatest story ever told in the Bible is not about, oh, what a great action adventure it is. There's teachings, there's a depth of perception there beyond this world. And those who are attracted to that, the esoteric nature of these pastimes of Jesus and the prophets and what they spoke and the meanings of their words. What do they mean? What are they pointing to? I love stuff like that. That's the whole basis of this preaching here. I love to tell those stories and then discuss them. See, this is the highest level of devotional service according to the Bhagavatam. And we're doing it. That's the whole Bhagavatam. The whole Bhagavatam was these discussions and hearing these stories and asking questions and making comments. And two people got liberated in that discussion into the spiritual world. Shows you how powerful these stories are to discuss. Not only them, but from that time on, so many people became saints from the stories, discussing the stories in the Bible and praising them and singing their glories. And in the Vedas, in the Bhagavatam also, so many became saints. So many are becoming saints here from this chanting of these stories and these names. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? The more I think about it, the more I talk about it. See, that's the value of these stories. See, these stories will free you from the cycle of birth and death forever. So I think that's a pretty important stories, wouldn't you say? People are all talking about stories that are more mundane and material. What is that in comparison to these kinds of stories? These kinds of names. They're talking about names about Trumps and these kinds and those persons. They're non-liberated souls discussing these persons, that are maybe charismatic, but they're not spiritual. They're not transcended. I listen to Trump's words and everything kind of bore me, man, compared to these kinds of stories. And that's a good thing. You know how many people are sitting even in, there's a lot of levels to this. There are people going to Bhagavatam class and they're discussing these stories without deep realization. They're just talking about like parrots and not going deep into these things. To me, that is boring too. You ever heard the idea of boring Bhagavatam class? Let's get through it so we can take prasadam. You ever been to a few of those? I've been to many. And then when you get a question coming up, then, oh, I'm sorry, man, it's time for prasadam. No time for question, man. One question. Oh, that's it, man. I'm not attracted. In other words, the speaker's not attracted to discussing these things. Not at that level. He's a parrot type still. Okay. Here, I'd love a person that has a question or a comment. Thank God, man, that we can have some discussion here. That's a very high level. To inquire is a very high level of consciousness. You got to be empowered to even inquire about these subject matters. Maharaj Parikshit was empowered to inquire, and Shukadev Goswami was empowered to speak. Two liberated souls, actually, in that way. You know, the acharyas could never get inquirers very much. You know, Bhakti Vinod, you know what he would used to do? You know, he would pose questions himself and answer them, because he couldn't find anybody who had the power or strength to inquire. So he posed the questions and answer them for practice. And look, it's here. And Freddie, see, Freddie asks questions. I love it, man. Asks questions, plays the devil's advocate. See, sign of intelligence. That's why he's still here every day. It comes. He's like the empowered to inquire, empowered to ask tough questions. Have I been able to answer these tough questions there, Freddie? Usually, or no? He's just sitting there smiling.
He has a question mark.
That's the question. That's the question. Yeah. That's why we can't get millions of devotees. They're not ready to inquire much. You know, they just, not ready for that. Okay, so let's see, next verse. I will tell all these stories. See, Majikanda is full of nectar. Any person who hears it will find the offenses in his heart are all destroyed. With a happy heart, the Lord returned to Nadia. Happily he stayed with his friends and kinsmen. To the Brahmin boys of Navadvip, boys whose actions were pure, boys who were the most pious and fortunate in the three worlds, Lord Vishwambara personally gave transcendental knowledge. Here's a story. See, he gave them transcendental knowledge whose actions were pure. You know what that action is? You know, the pure action? The purifying action is better. The purifying action is associated with devotees. See, that's that when they associate with Lord Chaitanya and they develop submission and affection. See, this is the heart of the story, the meaning. You know, they became purified, and then he gave them transcendental knowledge, like disciple. See, they became favorable. They want submissive, and they want to listen to him. Therefore, he gave them transcendental knowledge. That's the guru principle. That's why you get it here. You notice, if you weren't submissive, how could I speak here? Say you all came here, hey, Glory, we're all equal. You're one. We're all this. You have no submission. There'd be no discussion. Would there be any discussion if Maharaj Parikshit considered Shukadev Goswami, oh, he's just some nude guy going around. Matter of fact, they think I'm better than him. I'm a king and he's, see, no discussion. He had to recognize that there was something special there. See? He had to come to the point of being open and to inquire. Because if you don't consider that there's somebody speaking through that person that's very special, that special one is God, is the Lord. See, and then that's where deliverance begins, is the Lord uses somebody and he speaks through them, like a flute. It's the Lord's breath breathing life into you. See, the life of truth, conclusive understanding, non-speculative, proper understanding, the jewels collected in these Vedas according to the revealed scriptures. See, the essence of truth. Okay, and you become like open and submissive to that. Then you start to you're being delivered. See, otherwise there's no discussion about these transcendent subject matters that are discussed in the spiritual world. That's why, even though we have just a few people, actually, look, we have 14 people here today listening. That's pretty amazing. Most people are just too busy trying to be equal. Okay? Or they're being submissive to those who aren't really that intelligent. They're not transcendental personalities. It's a kind of a big show. They teach the external thing. It's like, that's why, in a sense, people going to ISKCON or to Gaudiya Math, and they have these gurus, but usually they're not transcendental. They're not purified devotees where the Lord in his transcendental nature is speaking conclusive truth to them, right? So people are practicing being submissive to those who are not yet quite qualified. See? And that's why the formula doesn't work so good, right, Freddie? It doesn't work so good. See? So getting it right, that's just practice. Getting it right is the Bhagavatam preaches by regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam from the devotee that the Lord is actually speaking through, the Vai medium, conclusive understanding, the spiritual potencies coming through that person. See? This is getting it right. Who's ready to get it right? You ready to hone down that understanding? Get it clear. Okay? Regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam, and that's by a devotee that is being used by the Lord, transcendentally, not materially. Okay? And by service to that devotee, all that's troublesome to the heart. See, that's when your troubles start to go. See? Whoa, man, I come to these classes, I feel so good, man. I feel my heart is getting purified, man. Feeling more at peace. Okay? And then you start to feel this Lord in the heart starts to make you aware that he's living inside you, a living God. Can you imagine? A living God. The Lord. See, this is getting it right. This is the formula. This is really the basic building blocks of Krishna consciousness. This is how easy it is. This is going in the door, is listening to the empowered devotee that the Lord is really speaking to. Because when you become submissive to hearing that, because not blindly submissive like you're going to these persons, you're blindly being submissive because you're submissive to persons who are not liberated souls. They're just maybe even just talking about it. I was listening to one guru yesterday. I was thinking, oh, this is great preaching. The guy was saying all the right things, but he wasn't that yet. See, it's practice. He's practicing being a guru. And his disciples are practicing being followers. So they're blind, leading blind still, but hey, good practice. Can you imagine when you get the real thing? Then you're going to go way beyond Varnashram Dharma, way beyond the liberation. You're taking right to Vrindavan so easily. Ecstatic devotion. See, the Bhagavatam. Then the Lord in the heart awakens. Oh boy, then you got your relationship. Now you got your best friend, man, that you didn't know you had. You've been listening to all these bullshitters out here in this Maya, in the shadow, right? All they do is lie, cheat, steal, material motives. See, now you followed the formula. See, that's what Bhagavatam is all leading to the real deal. You know, people, that's why I keep saying most devotees have not heard the Bhagavatam. They're reading it every day, 2 hours a day. They still haven't heard it. See, haven't heard it. You got to hear it from the real empowered devotee. Now you'll really hear it, man. Because when you hear a class here, you'll say, hey, man, this is more different than anything I heard anywhere. This has impact. You know, it's like they have these things if you're a mechanic, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Impact driver. You know, you hit this thing and it magnifies the impact that you hit. It's like Thor's hammer. See? This is what people need. Hearts are impacted. They're constipated with all this stuff in their hearts. You have to break that impaction, man, with the hammer of truth. I mean, it's just simple logic to me, no brainer now. But this is a big revelation. Can you imagine 40 years you've been following these gurus and non-liberated souls still? And it's just a big show. And you come here and you realize, wow, I was mesmerized by the show in the bottle. I was on the outside of the bottle watching some kind of show that was going on, but I couldn't get in there. You come here, you're getting in the show, right, Lilita? You're seeing what's going on in the bottle. You're in that bottle now. And you're calling out, come through the hole in the bottle. See, the hole is the real way. Got to come through the hole. That's the narrow neck, in the bottle. You got to go through that way, not just stay on the outside of the bottle looking in. That's what you do when you go to non-liberated souls. You don't get in the show of Vrindavan. Here we got new Vrindavan going on, man. It's here. We're inside that bottle calling out come through the hole. Stop just looking at the billboards in the show outside. Come, there's honey in here, nectar. Come through the neck. See? Isn't that funny? The neck of the bottle. Neck, the word. The word comes through the neck. Come through the neck of the bottle, into the bottle, and see the show, man. Freddie's internet is not strong enough to enter into this domain. So, anyway, I will tell stories. Majikanda is full of nectar. Any person who hears it will find that his offenses in his heart are all destroyed. See the offenses. What are those offenses? See, fences. What are blocks? Blocks are, not understanding the Bhagavatam. Okay? Not understanding Guru Tattva. Who is the real Guru? What are their qualities? This destroys the fences that are blocking the way. See, you go to places where it's not at. See, so the real Majikanda is hearing these stories and the meaning of the stories. Right? It destroys the fences. The ignorance. Ignorance is fences. Oh, I didn't know I shouldn't go to gurus who haven't realized the Bhagavatam to be delivered. No, I should go to somebody who has realized Krishna in truth. And it's proven because they have the symptoms of realizing Krishna. Bhakti Siddhanta and Prabhupada and Bhaktivinoda are trying to get people, hey, look at symptoms. They rarely could get people to do that. People are always looking external. How are you dressed? What kind of neck beads you got? Oh, all this external stuff. No, look at the internal symptoms. Look at the morals of the story. Look at the purpose of the story. Look at the esoteric nature of what it's teaching. Look at the symptoms of a bona fide spiritual master. They have the symptoms that the Lord Chaitanya exhibited. His devotees, Nityananda, Advaita, and their real followers who were submissive to their teaching. They also got that. They were on the same page, birds of a feather. They were together in ecstasy of worship. The devotees, their behavior, their nature, their ecstasy is the path. Their realizations coming from that is the path. Very powerful. See, it takes down the fences. See, the fences to this real bhakti. It's all ignorance. You come to one class here, Look how much it could bust 40 years of ignorance that you couldn't figure out in 40 years. Just one class. We've done thousands already. They're doing thousands of classes and never touch on one of these important points. How to get in the neck of the bottle so you're in there in Vrindavan and not on the outside. See, Guru Tattva, man, the gateway to bhakti. This is Vaishnava is a big teaching. That's why even Christians were trying to preach this for 2,000 years and still not so clear about it. Not able to take responsibility of being guru when the Lord is speaking through you and you speak like Jesus. See, not as Jesus, like Jesus, following in the footsteps. He stepped and declared, this is the word of God that came to me by this intimate worship, and it's proven by the prophets were like that also. And they took responsibility. And now all of a sudden, charge it to Jesus, man. I tried that too, never worked right. Not for what I wanted. I wanted what Prabhupada had. He took responsibility for being a guru, right? So you gurus out there, can you take responsibility? Are you used by the transcendental potency? Can you admit that? Can you admit it? Can you declare it? Can the Lord declare it through you that you are an ecstatic devotee, that his devotional potency is manifest in your temple? Can you show the world that? Or are you afraid, or you don't have it? Are you lying? You bullshitting? Or are we going to be in the dark? I don't like being in the dark. Any greedy person for God wants truth, right? Are you that truth? Are you that way? Are you that life of bhakti that we can see it? I'm hungry. I want it. If you are. This is the kind of disciples we're looking for here. They're looking for Gurudev. Go ahead.
They use the word ecstatic and ecstasy for all kinds of moods. An ecstatic cookie, an ecstatic. They call everything ecstatic. They don't know what it means.
Yeah, and then when they see it in the body in the temple of a devotee, then they run away or they criticize it because they don't know what it is. Yeah, if anybody's very simple, you come here, we'll teach you very simple in just a few sentences, all based on Vedas. What is ecstatic devotion, man? What is pure love of God? Well, it's what you saw in Lord Chaitanya, what you read in a book, man. Sometimes he cried, sometimes he laughed when he chanted holy name. He choked up. He called out to the Lord, and this is all spontaneous. This is all because of intimacy and relationship, and he did it before the world, so there was no doubt what it is. See, and anybody decrying this is they don't know what it is. That means all the way from guru to their followers. If you decry real, genuine, ecstatic devotion because you don't know what it is, and it doesn't manifest in your heart, so therefore you have no real relationship with it yet. You don't know what the whole goal of Krishna consciousness is, to attain what many devotees have attained here in this Sangha, is this kind of intimate worship. That's perfect, man. And all it is going to become more perfect every day. Your water, that's by hearing and chanting. Now you're qualified. You got taste. Bhakti Lata Bij. You demonstrate to the world what Bhakti Lata Bij is. You show everybody what Bhakti Lata Bij is, and they still don't know. It doesn't matter. You keep showing, and someday they will know, because this is truth. This is life. This is the path. You got to manifest, and you can't do it unless God is really working through you. If not, It's just a show. And that's why you hear all these things, show bottle, show bottle, show bottle. Because that was going on 500 years ago too when they were doing this preaching. It's no different now. Okay? But we're getting people inside Vrindavan now, coming inside by this preaching because it is authorized by the parampara. Okay, shout it from the rooftops, what we kept hidden and only shared with maybe a couple intimate disciples. Okay? This is what Jesus said. This is what Prabhupada basically said to me. You know, Jesus said, everything I told you in secret, go out there and deliver people. Shout it from the rooftops. And Prabhupada came to me in 1996 and said, yeah, you know, all this stuff you've been doing for yourself, that's what I was doing. Now, shout it from the rooftops. Teach it openly. Tell them the truth. Don't hide it now. You got a light? Don't put a shade over it, man. Hang it out so people can see. Oh, they don't accept. Doesn't matter. It's the truth, and it's been authorized by the parampara. I don't care. You think you're not supposed to show. Well, you go. You do your no shows, and we'll have Krishna show up for the world and for the devotees. You can do your no shows in Varnashram preaching for your whole lives and die dry. And we're going to have Krishna show up for those who believe in this preaching. So there. That's the Maya. You can hide this truth all you want, but we're going to reveal it. We're going to declare it. We're going to show it. We're going to chant in more tears, the more better. The more ecstasy, the more better. Johan, just keep going for it, man. Let them see what it is. You, Lalita, and anyone else where the Lord is coming through, just show the world, man. Blanket them with bhakti. Let them throw the tomatoes. After a while, they'll become flowers they'll be throwing. You'll see. That's what the Lord did. They finally were convinced. The Lord is declaring the truth, and Maya became convinced. He couldn't stop Lord Chaitanya. He just kept ecstatically worshiping. And then those tomatoes became flowers. And that's it here. That's our secret here. See? Determination. Yeah. So anyway, we're after the gurus, man. Forget about the disciples. Let's get the gurus, man. You get them, get all their disciples. Let's convince them, man. Like that one guru, he was talking about it. I even compliment. I say, hey, man, great preaching. Great preaching. The next step is to realize it. Has to be in your life where, hey, man, because it's like, yeah, he's preaching. Oh, yeah, just about devotion and everything. Never see anything. Never seen a tear in the guy's eye. Never, not even once. Plays the piano nice and speaks, okay, yeah. Well, where are the tears, man? Where's the bliss? Where's the ecstasy? Yeah. So anyway, 500 years ago, that was going on too. When Prabodhana saw that, he said, where's the teachers like Lord Chaitanya who taught by the example, of this ecstatic preaching, with talking in ecstasy and stuff like that. See, where is that? He said, I see at best people just talking about these things, talking about the conjugal milk, talking Radhe, 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 or devotion, 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 and there's no devotion manifesting ever. No symptoms of what is this? Don't you need to see? Well, what is devotion? How many devotees know what devotion is? How do you define devotion? Well, you got to see its manifestation first. And then you can say, wow, that must be devotion to God. Look at that. Look, this person, you ever see somebody love somebody in the world? There's something going on. You can see that person loves that person. They have some feelings manifesting, right? Some tears and some symptoms that they love that person. Well, where is that with God? And how does that show up? Well, we got the name, right? And the Vedas say the name and Krishna are the same, right? Non-different. That just means that if Krishna were here and you saw him and you were a gopi or a resident of Vrindavan, you just, oh, Krishna, you're so wonderful. Oh, and the tears would be coming and everything. Well, you got to see somebody because Krishna's unmanifest, but he's manifest in his name. You got to see somebody chanting like, oh, Krishna, man, your name is so fantastic. And people are seeing, wow, this person loves that mantra. Is that mantra a person? Why do they have so much love for chanting that word? We're chanting Coca-Cola and all these Trumps and all that. We're not feeling like that. Why is that person feeling for that name, Krishna, like that? So you got to see something. Yeah. Then after a while, maybe, oh, this name is not, yeah, you come here and we'll teach you the name is not different from Krishna. And when devotees chant this, and if the ecstatic devotion awakens in their heart, they got the mercy of the parampara. They got mercy of Guru and Krishna and the Vaishnavas. Very fortunate. They're liberated souls. Follow their witness. Listen to them. Learn from them. And you can have the same thing. Go through what they went through. They went through the test of purification, the baptism of fire. You just go through it too, a little bit. It doesn't last that long. 3-4 years, you're out. I give River another 2-3 months and she'll be finished. Maybe she's finished now. I don't know. Are you finished yet? I tell you, it's going to be a great teaching for the world. So don't do anything stupid. Just go through it, man, and then you'll be a real preacher. People see, and then they see by your example. That means everybody can get through. You know how many people have all kinds of stuff they need to get through. Oh, Lilita went through it, a year, painful, right? It was a lot. That was your birth. She was in how babies, the mother is it's just a little bit. Then the baby's out. It's great, right? There, Lilita, now the baby's out. So that's now. Baby's born now. She plays with the baby. It's baby Krishna. It was just a little tough to get him out, Now she can play with the baby, See, now forget about what happened a year ago. I don't remember. It's all gone. Water under the bridge now. See, isn't that funny? The spiritual birth is very similar to a material thing, but it's the dividend is better because that one just keeps going. You just keep going through the cycle again and again. It's just a miserable thing. Okay, so we have a question. What from out there? What is supposed to happen after you're ecstatic? Let's Lalita, you answer that question.
Becoming more ecstatic.
That's what I was going to say.
Building on your relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
Knowing Him better and better and better, gradually.
Yeah. It's a high, man. It's a transcendental happiness. This never gets boring. It's ever fresh. This is what life is really, truly meant to be. Otherwise, what are people doing? They're doing a similar thing, but it's in the shadow, with the shadow. It's shadow dance. They're doing the similar thing. They're meeting with friends and going out and eating and having a great time, but it's limited. It's same old, same old. Here we get together with friends, right? And we're worshiping Krishna, and we're doing the same thing. We're getting happiness being with our friends and worshiping God and going. But we're also eating in that way, transcendentally. Yeah, and it's very refreshing and very ecstatic and very, yeah, it's a very happy life. It's a transcendental life that, a lot of people are like, what are you guys doing there? I said, well, we're eating, we're feasting, and we're living. This is life for us. This is our life. Just like people in the world, they're living on that. They're living on worldly dealings. And then people going on Facebook making videos, people listening. See, that's their life. See, this is our life. We're also going on Facebook, and the only thing is the subject matter is a little different. See? We're into the truth. See, the truth of God and who He is and what He is, and we discuss these things. They're discussing illusions, things that come and go, right? We discuss that which is permanent. See, and those who come, they're starting to see, this is more satisfying to have these discussions. They're all discussing, we're discussing, so everybody can compare, man. See which ones are more satisfying. But of course, you got to go through the baptism, the birth. You got to be born again. Or are you finished with that out there? Do you still have faith in Fauci's and Bill Gates and Trump's and Biden's and rioters and the ones sparking the riot, all that dark stuff? That's the shadow of the truth. Are you still into the shadow? Are you ready for this? Are you ready to listen? Are you ready to be a little submissive to listen and to hear and get a prize, a treasure so far beyond what you can even imagine? Are you ready for that, to look into that? Well, that's what's going on here. Are you not dissatisfied with worshiping gurus that you haven't got the result of ecstatic love like Lalita Ganga and other devotees, like Johan and others? Are you dissatisfied just spending your whole life just milking cows only, or just worshiping the deity with flowers, and none of this ecstatic devotion yet awakened in your heart that you read about in Chaitanya Leela and that you see here now again revived? We're in revival. Are you ready for that? Yeah. So, that's why Krishna, the real Krishna, is the shelter of the hopeless and the helpless. Because when you finally feel like, oh, Krishna, man, I came to you and I'm not getting what I want. I want you. I want more of you. Then He'll send you here. I don't know where else you would go because I haven't found it out there. You show me one place where you really get it. I mean, even with they have a nice preacher, that Prem Parojana. He preaches really nice about Radha and Krishna, all that stuff. But you got to ask yourself, are you really getting it there? Are you really getting the Mr. Preacher there? Prem Parojana, are you really getting it there? Just ask yourself, honestly, you have this ecstatic devotion that the devotees in Vrindavan have, or are you still just talking about it more or less? But if you got it, great. And are people getting it in your Sangha? If they are, great. But I don't know. I wasn't quite feeling it, going. And that's why I send you guys. You guys check it out too. Are you getting it there? Maybe I'm wrong,
We have seen some of them in Goa. You remember?
Yeah, I was just wondering. They said they'd come and then they got talked out of it or something,
Yeah.
or some. Did you actually go to the? Didn't you go
We
to?
went there. We
How
went
did you
there.
feel being around? Did you feel it was, see, so it shows you that's, I mean, how hungry are you, Mr. Prem Parojana? I mean, uh, if my students go there and feel like zero, that it's because that's what it is. Anything that's not transcendental is like zero to us. I don't get it. It doesn't add anything. I'm hooked on transcendence. I have hooked on real, pure, ecstatic devotion. I got to have it, man. I can't live without. Our Sangha would make no sense without it. So, I mean, so that's what people need. That's why I say when you exhaust all avenues and all things, because unless the person is the path, man, like in their temple is rocking and rolling with the real Krishna. Real rock and roll is the real Krishna, man. Inside is that dance, man, the rasa dance. Unless you get that, you haven't got it yet. The Maya is more or less still hiding that truth. That's why I said this is very rare. This kind of bhakti is very rare, is rarely attained. Rupa Goswami said this kind of devotional service is rarely attained. Why isn't it rare here? Well, it's rarely attained, but when it's attained, it can be spread like a virus. Whoever will believe and follow the path taught by the witnesses will get it very easily. Otherwise, it's very rare. You can do all kinds of austerities and very rare. After many, many lifetimes, who knows, maybe. But here, it's not so rare. People are getting it. That's the miracle. Just like it was a miracle that 11 people got Jesus to the point where they got the Holy Spirit. It's a miracle. That was the biggest miracle. All this healing and stuff. What is that? The miracle was the Holy Spirit manifesting in 11 people. Yeah, So what's the destination of ecstatic Christians after they reach salvation? This oneness you mentioned. Well, just what Jesus said, what you bind on earth, you bind in spirit. So it depends on your mixture. If you're like our books teach, if you do devotional service in ecstasy, see, that's kind of a bhav, an ecstasy, the Lord is revealed. There's an ecstatic state. Then you attain, you go into that, and there are beings there, the consciousness. There are other beings also in that dimension. See, birds of a feather flock together. And if there's somebody at a deeper level of consciousness and you listen to them, then you can move on. If you don't listen, if you don't take the instruction, it's just like here. It's no different. It's consciousness. It's like, hey, man, who's ready to move deeper and move on to this stage? Because not everybody, you see, I don't want to listen to Gaur Haridas or his followers. No, I'm going to listen over here. Or I'm not going to listen at all. Or I'm going to listen to Sai Baba or Jaipataka. See, it's all consciousness. Where are you ready to hear? Where to associate with? What energy? I just want to hear from Trump. I just want to discuss it. You see, it's just, what are you open to? That's what did Jesus say? I'm going to make you fishermen of men. That's preaching. You go and, everybody's preaching. You go on Facebook, they're all preaching, right? Different things, mundane things, sometimes spiritual things, sometimes Mayavadi things, preachers, whose attention is grabbed. We're also doing the same thing here. This is called preaching, man. This is called fishing for people, to tune in to this vibration, man. And those who do, usually they want God. They want a deeper relationship, because that's what we're preaching here. The Lord will send those who are meant for this. See, if you want something else maybe mixed in, maybe you go to Christians, and go and associate with them. The thing is, in Vaishnavism, there are people who wanted this, but there was nowhere for them to go, so they went to Jesus. Because there's something there. Or they went to Mayavadi. I met them in South India. I went to the Rama Maharshi's place and I had a rooftop there, and people were coming. They said, yeah, we were in Gaudiya Math. But, there was no tea, there's nothing. So we went to Ramana Maharshi and we get something. We feel something. Okay? What they got in Vaishnavism mostly is a bunch of rules. It's hard. This is austerities. It's kind of like the juice is not so juicy. And they got tired of it, and they went to Ramana Maharshi. At least they can speculate on Brahman, and they get something. They were feeling something. And some people, Vaishnavas, they go to Jesus because they get a spiritual experience being around Christians who have some Holy Spirit or a salvation feeling. Yeah. You know, it's all about feeling something. Because how long do you want to just be like a ghost? You know, you can't, you read the Vedas and you can't feel this ecstatic bliss. And you can't go into the world, so you can't be like a materialist. Or I don't know. Some people get something from Vaishnavism, otherwise they wouldn't do it probably. But I don't know. You know, everybody has to see. Anyway, our message is this. My message is this. Your message, you're getting value. We're coming and preaching this, sharing this. Go ahead there, Lily, if you want to say something.
Yeah, there is some taste. If
Yeah,
there is
yeah.
some taste, but there
There's
is no
something.
explosion. There is no this.
Yeah, yeah. There's some, yeah, there is. But not for everybody. Some, they're just kind of ghostly, but some people get some taste. Yeah,
Yeah, I got for the
yeah,
little bit that I went.
yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, even Krishna says, I have so many people that they develop faith in God and there's some taste in that. He said, but that's weak. That love is weak. That prema is weak. It doesn't overwhelm me. But some people, they're attracted to the conjugal. And that's basically, this is the more intimate, more explosion stuff. Very explosive here. So oneness in Vaishnavism is Brahman realization. Is that the same as salvation? Yeah, it kind of is. It is because I noticed a lot of Christians they have some of the Holy Spirit, and it's kind of they want to be one. You know, they want to be one with Christ. Um, yeah, so that's and there's some mixtures. Sometimes they also want mystic powers like Jesus. One guy I asked, he was a healer, for Jesus. I said, "What do you want from Jesus?" He said, "I want to be a big healer." I thought, "Oh, okay, I see." You like that, the mystic powers and to do like it's also a little self-importance. See, this is all alloy stuff, little stuff mixed in, little yeah, I want to be important, big healer, and all this, and
Yeah.
manifest, the mystic, and you know, see, little and salvation, kind of all mixed in. So anyway, I feel very fortunate. I moved a little deeper with Prabhupada's books, and the association with these, even with the books, helped me a lot.
This mystic power, Guru Maharaj, changing demons into devotees, into real ecstatic devotees.
Mhm. Yeah,
Powerful.
that's all Lord Chaitanya was interested in. He wasn't interested in because this is permanent. You know, when Moses had these things, he parted the seas, he did all these mystical things, turned his staff into a snake, gobbled up the other things, and did all these manifestations. They still turned against him. They still turned against him. It's not powerful enough. Okay? But so Lord Chaitanya realized, well, let's just give them real bhakti, and then they'll never turn against me ultimately. See, because you understand the truth, and the truth sets you free. This is the highest truth: is pure devotional service. Yeah, it's the most attractive thing. Why would you go against something that's so beautiful, so wonderful, so perfect? See, then you understand Krishna's all attractive. Well, there you go. Now you know why he's all attractive. Not just, well, Krishna's all attractive. You see him there. Let's see all the flowers over the deity form. See, he's all attractive. Kind of superficial, isn't it? But when you're attracted to this worship and this intimacy, now you're starting to understand what all attractive means. That's why Vrindavan is all attractive. If you go there and you're ready for that, you see, wow, this is the most attractive form of Krishna is Vrindavan, man. This is the most intimate nature of God, is manifest there. The most intimate devotees, the most powerful devotees, the most beautiful devotees with the most sublime qualities. And that's Vrindavan. Look at this is Rupa Goswami. These are devotees who manifested the full nature of Vrindavan, even here. You know, that's why they're at Raghunath Das. They're the best of the devotees. I mean, we're still, you know, trying to get purified to the, you know, to the point. But they manifest. That's why the Lord's very attracted to those devotees. The behavior was like his, like Radha and Krishna's. You know, yeah, so amazing. Anyway, we're on the path, man. We just go deeper and deeper in this. You notice we just do our best, you know, to share with others, help them to this point, and we're all progressing together. I love to coking to the temple of Antwerp with Freddie. Going to the temple. Oh, yeah. Anyway, back to the story. Let's see what we got here. So, with a happy heart, the Lord returned to Nadia. This is really the essence. I'm sorry I'm going so slow. But I just love everything, you know, like a happy heart. Isn't that what it's all about? A happy heart. People need to ask them, do you have a happy heart? Ask yourself. Yeah, I do sometimes. Sometimes I don't. Probably because I'm offensive in some way. But I know when the happy heart is just so, it's like being with God. You're finally found rest. You know, the mind finds rest, the heart finds. See, like right now, I'm feeling some purification. It's like the Lord's burning something off. It's great. It's like, oh yeah, look, but it doesn't burn like it used to. Oh man, before it was like a big fire. I'm in a forest fire. You know, it gets better. Still a little, you know, you can tell when things are burning up. Could be you pick it up from people. Could be burning some people's stuff here too. Who knows? It doesn't matter. It's burning. Yeah. And then I know it's going to be more wonderful. Okay? Indeed, however, we can comply to the instructions of Srila Prabhupada as one Raghunaga family. Yeah. So if the Holy Spirit is related to Radharani, the Ladini Shakti or the love potency, then how can salvationists experience this love on an impersonal level? Well, okay. Well, see, all feeling is related to Radharani, even in the material feelings. See, it all comes from her. Anything beautiful. And, you know, salvation is beautiful to people. Otherwise, why are they looking at it? They say, oh, this is beautiful, therefore they go for it, right? Or they say the world is beautiful, therefore they go for it. Oh, that wine is beautiful, I love it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but they experience the Spirit of God, so Radharani is involved.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the spirit is the feeling, you know, and so it's all about what feelings are you for? What are the objects of your feelings? So if it's material, then you have the reciprocation on a material level, and that's limited. See, that's why chanting Hare Krishna can't be done with really, I mean, you got to ultimately taste something. Feel like when I say taste, see, spiritual, that means spiritual senses are awakened so that you can basically eat that bread of life Jesus is talking about. Spiritual senses have to be awakened. Like, can you imagine Jesus, I'm the bread of life, and people come up to them that don't have faith, they haven't been awakened, they look, what the hell does that mean? You're the bread of life. You don't look like a loaf of bread to me. But people think like that's what on your Monday level. If you're not awakened, what does it mean? You're bread of life? How can that be? Well, that's the way it's more clear with Krishna's name. Krishna's name is the bread of life. Doesn't that give life when we chanting? See, it's nurturing and nourishing us. So we're eating that transcendental bread. See, that's why Vaishnavas I like. It makes it more clear what he's talking about. Otherwise, what is this bread of life thing? See, so
Preaching
yeah.
as well, Guru Maharaj. Your
What?
preaching is a bread of life as well.
Huh.
Your preaching.
Yeah. Well, again, see, that's who's preaching, really.
Yeah, of course.
See? Yeah. I mean, this stuff I can't do. It's like anybody. Prabhupada, he said, I didn't write these books. They were dictated by Krishna because of that relationship he had. Jesus, same thing. Of myself, I can't do anything. And so if the devotee is bona fide guru, they feel the same way. I mean, if this wasn't flowing through, I couldn't do this. If the Lord isn't showing me these things, I couldn't tell you. Isn't he the intelligence of the intelligent? And if your intelligence is on the transcendental platform, that's because of his grace, right? I can't think, I can't at least understand. I've seen many times when and I can't understand nothing. He showed me that enough. But when I do, I know, oh, it's the Lord. Thank you for that. And then I share it with my brothers and sisters, like a loaf of bread. Here you go. Here's some of the bread the Lord's given me. Here you eat too. We eat together, right? Isn't that what it's about? It's a picnic. Yeah. See, Prabhupada said, I heard it said, on the thing, ISKCON and Vrindavan says, Prabhupada built a house for everyone. Built this, Prabhupada's house is for everyone. It built a house for everyone. Anyway, there's obviously different rooms. So we're in this particular room in Prabhupada's house. It's connected and he loves this. I mean, he told me he loved this. Yeah. I loved it too. And so he showed me, hey man, we're on the same page. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, I'm gonna preach it, man. Get more people, get my disciples who are ready for this in. Where else is it gonna go but this? This is yeah. All right, back to the story here. To the Brahmin boys of Navadvip, boys whose actions were pure, boys who were the most pious and fortunate. Again, that is just so significant. This is how you become purified. See, purified is you have to be from around those that the Lord is around, because that's how they're purified. Blessed are the pure in heart, they shall see God. So God is in the scriptures, God is in his name. God is in these qualities. See, and if you're around those who have that, then you get purified because they're going to speak to you those qualities, that comes from their heart, their revelation, their realization, their ecstasy. See, and then you become purified. Otherwise, very hard to be purified on your own, or being around those who are not really fully purified in that way. We're not, purified to the point of ecstatic devotion. I mean, that's what I'd like to see in some of these gurus. Come on, where is there ecstatic devotion there or not? Have you seen any anywhere? Has anybody seen anything? Then there's room for growth, right? There's room for improvement. Yeah, I mean, bottom line, I mean, I don't mean this to be offensive, but isn't there room to be improvement? If there's no ecstatic devotion, man, how would you like to have it manifest? Then isn't that real Krishna consciousness? See, Krishna conscious, being conscious of Krishna. Without devotion, we are not really conscious of Krishna much. You just know his name more or less. The philosophy. Okay? But when devotion arises and awakens, oh wow, then Krishna becomes really attractive. His name is attractive. You want to chant it. You want to. You're fed by it. You feel, oh, Krishna is life. I feel this life. So you need that devotion to really partake of the feast. Otherwise, you're not feasting much, right? You're getting crumbs. They hear the feast, the more the bhakti there, the more feasting you're doing on the names and qualities. And see, the more the food you can eat, assimilate. Yeah. So Lord Vishwambara personally gave them transcendental knowledge. To these boys as students, Lord Gaurahari one day kindly said, Lord Krishna's feet are the only truth you should study. One who knows that truth has devotion to Lord Krishna. Okay. See, there you go. That's simple. See, Lord Krishna's feet you should study. How do you study those feet? Is it just some kind of feet out there? See? His feet are his pastimes, man. His feet are his name. Study those. Best way to study is hear them first from devotees. Become awakened. See, those who have devotion know this truth. See? So get the devotion so you can also know this truth. See? Otherwise, say you're just, you're looking at a devotee, you're looking at Prabhupada. He has devotion, he knows these truth. You're looking at him, but you're not seeing the devotion. He's not showing the devotion. He's not teaching about it. He's teaching Varnashram Dharma and rules and regulations and building temples and temple worship and all that, right? So it's not time for that. But now is the time. See? So now we're elaborating, fluffing out the subject matter more. You see, this is the essence. Lord Chaitanya, he's always dealing essence. That's why I love that. Teaching. See, study Lord Krishna's feet, and those who have devotion, they know this truth. They know how to study his feet. They know what the meaning of that is. They have the result of that. See, we're studying Lord Krishna's feet here. See, what are those feet? What was Lord Chaitanya studying? He was studying the name, and he had devotion, right? So he would study the name. How do you study? You meditate, right? Study means concentrate. What did he concentrate on? The name, the pastimes, the qualities.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's focusing on that where you find him. That's his lotus feet, where you find him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his lotus feet, is also the guru. Devotees, real devotees. That's why Krishna even said the worship of my devotees is better than worshiping me, because they're speaking to you. Where is Krishna speaking in that deity or in your mind that's not purified? The guru will say, yeah, here's the ins and outs, here's the details that the Lord has shown me, I'll show you. That's guru. The Lord shows them, they show you. Nobody else knows, because you got to have an intimate relationship with the Lord. See? That's why I say, if you don't have that, what kind of guru? You're not a very high quality guru yet. The Lord ain't showing you the real deep revelation. And you're not preaching that because you don't know it yourself. You also need to go to Shiksha Guru. That's why, it doesn't matter how big your degree is. You could be an acharya and all that. But if you don't have what's here, this kind of style of relationship, intimacy with Krishna, you also have to come here to get it. Otherwise, you won't get it. You'll just stay more or less as you are. It's what you see even gurus. They don't change much. Have you seen that? They don't change much. They're more or less like their disciples. They're not changing much, and the guru doesn't. Yeah. But here you can, you can study even on video. You can go through 3 years of videos and see the how much transformation the devotees have went through here, guru and disciples. You notice? Something's happening big time here. Now, you want that, or do you want to go through your whole life more or less snailing along as guru and as disciple and not changing much, and more or less you're not much different than you were when Prabhupada was here spiritually? I mean, maybe you went from a dhoti to a t-shirt or something, like some of them. But orange color. So Lord Krishna is the only truth you should study. One who knows that truth has devotion to Lord Krishna. Do not study any other truth, truth the Shastras describe. Do not study any other truth the Shastras describe, any truth other than devotion to Sri Radha and Krishna. Again, that's the essence. See, he's even saying, don't study Varnashram Dharma now. They did already. They already did that, just like with Prabhupada. I just following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya. Don't study any of that stuff anymore. Varnashram Dharma. Don't do that. Study devotion to Krishna. Isn't that what we're doing? Whatever enhances that, whatever will focus us on that subject matter. We're following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya. Don't study the Shastra describe Varnashram Dharma and regulative devotion, all that stuff, right? But the Lord said, don't study that. Study devotion to Krishna and what that's about. Show, everybody look at the devotees when they chant in ecstasy and listen to their revelations they get from that. Fostering that path. That's true knowledge. See, that's what you need now if you want to go deeper. Okay? This is following in the footsteps. Isn't that what we're doing? Following in the footsteps. I'm saying don't study all this. Shastra's talking about Varnashram Dharma, regulative devotion. Don't study that. Study this. Devotion to Krishna now. Learn what that is. See what that is. Hear what that is. Hear, then you'll see it. You got to hear it, then it'll become part of your reality. Otherwise, you don't hear about these things, it won't become real for you. See? What are you hearing subject? Well, my guru is talking about Varnashram Dharma and ceremonies and fire sacrifices. That becomes real for you. See, but the Lord saying, no, come on, let's move on. You know all that already. And I say that anybody has, Krishna gives them this kind of intelligence. You see, you are ready to go deeper. Okay? This is where it is. So, River, what do you think? I think I talked enough, yelled enough, screamed enough.
I've been listening, Maharaj. It's been really nice to just listen.
Oh, yeah?
And I've had a bit of a difficult night and morning. But it's okay. We got through it really well, actually. Very good.
Wow.
Yeah. And but I'm listening. Everything you say and everything that I've experienced and what you've told me, you told me that would happen. And I just held on to your word. And I kept coming back and making you say that. Making you say that to me again. Yeah. It's a great path, and like you were saying earlier, the transformations that you get, from hearing the pastimes and reading them as well. Well, I love to read them, is wow. It's like I feel like I'm just on another planet.
Yeah,
So because you're not attracted to anything out there.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
even like if I do watch a film and I
yeah,
read them just to see, oh, I don't want to watch that. That's just boring. And like
yeah,
you spend like half an hour doing that and then you don't want to watch it.
yeah, right.
Because it's mundane. It's
Yeah,
mundane. And you want to hear something juicy.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So it's all great, Gurmaj. Thank you
yeah,
very much.
yeah. Thank
And the
you.
devotees are amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're getting quite a group here.
Absolutely. Can I ask you, because I got a call, what was you telling us to unmute our phones for?
Oh, one Andromeda was saying, "Why everybody unmute everything and chant together?" And I said, "Well, it doesn't work." And then we had a little dialogue.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did
So
that
I said,
go?
okay, let's okay, unmute the thing. Let's see how it works. And people said it wasn't working so good.
Okay. Thank you. I missed that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm about wound up, ready to wind it down. But let's say one thing. Okay, a little bit more. Persons intoxicated with pride in their learning, wealth, honorable families do not attain Lord Krishna. So that's really interesting. Persons intoxicated with pride in their learning, wealth, and honorable families do not attain Lord Krishna. So, that's how it is, too. They're not interested. See, they're intoxicated. Uh, they're intoxicated with pride, with being a big teacher. They don't attain this devotion to Krishna. And just how it is. And because they want that, they think, see, so if you come here, what are you going to see? People intoxicated with the name of Krishna. See, we're intoxicated with this. This is transcendental. This is blissful and ecstatic. The other is still mundane, material. See, but some people, they have a desire and they go and live that out. That's why many of them become gurus. It's an intoxicated with being important, self-importance. A lot of people, they do that in positions. They superimpose on Krishna consciousness their desire to be acknowledged, their desire to be important, like a big teacher, a big Brahmin, somebody who has some respect. They want to respect, the respectability. See? And the thing, what happens here is you get the opposite. You get paddled a lot. See? But that's the purification, because then you understand that when we get purified by being in this association, you realize, oh, it's not about being there. It's about acknowledging. I really love to acknowledge Krishna. See, you start to taste ras. See, pure ras. It's about putting up who's really important, the Lord and his real devotees. See, your happiness is on rasic level. See, everything is reverted, not inverted. Inverted, it's all about my false ego. Oh, it's about, oh, I'm offended. Oh, I'm a woke person, all this childish stuff. See, and you're jerked around by the Lord's Maya. See, everything becomes inverted, converted actually. Everything becomes converted rightly. See, into the happiness for connoisseurs is relishing Krishna's glories and with the propensity. It has to be there. The Lord has to give you that. That's the mercy. Otherwise, he can't do anything. He gives the ecstasy. When you follow in the right way, you hear from those who have received this mercy. Then you get this mercy, and then you teach others how to really, essence, how to get it also. How to get it clearly. Isn't that the message of Jesus? Isn't that the message of get the Holy Spirit? Man, it's the most important thing you can do in this life. Where is that message in Vaishnavism? It could be there, and it is there here. And it's even better because we're not alloying it. No, get what Lord Chaitanya came to give. It's here also. Spontaneous love of God. this ecstatic worship and all its understanding. See? Emphatically, like he was very emphatic. He wanted people to have this because it was available. And also, I want people to have this because it's available here. You become emphatic, man. Take it. It's not always here. The portal is open. It could close. As soon as the devotees, if the message is stopped, it stops. 500 years before this portal has been opened again. So go in it if Krishna gives you the intelligence. It's open. The door is open. It's not shut. Shut with preaching. Oh no, we're going to preach something else. See, the Vedas are here. Lord Chaitanya's preaching is there, right there in the book, right? He's saying neglect the rest of the Shastras. But Prabhupada at that point said, no, here, you take the Shastras now. Time, place, and circumstance. Now this is a new time, a new place, a new circumstance. Now, and a new order from Prabhupada himself. Bring this out when Lord Chaitanya came to preach. And then this will be their reality. Devotion to Krishna. Is that making sense to anybody's out there that may watch this video, maybe in the future? In 1 year, 5 years, 10 years from now, if there's any world left. If we're not on all the cubicles. When the older guy said, one thing I'm so happy about, he said, I'm just happy to be old, so I don't have to see what's going to come for the younger generation. I can't believe people are going to college. You might as well just can it, man. Can it? Well, there's no future for people the way things are going. Forget about it, man. All their studies are worthless. Prabhupada, Krishna is just showing, man, all that stuff you filled your heads with anyway was always useless. Now you're going to see it's not going to get you anywhere now. They're breaking everything apart. It's like this is destructive phase. Did you notice? Shiva's at work now. This is his job. He has his little minions out there. They're breaking up. Can you imagine? The mainstream media, they're lying, they're cheating, they're just like full right in front of everybody. Right in front of everybody, lying, cheating, half-truths, and all this stuff, everything to get people to riot. Can you imagine? I don't know. If there was an uncorrupt government, they would wipe out this mainstream media, but they don't, because this is ordained, obviously. Yeah, the Lord is putting sulfur over everything. The liars and cheaters are really in charge now. No real truth. The only leg in Kali Yuga is the truth. And that mode of goodness truth is gone. But see, the Lord is going to make this truth supreme. See, this is the truth of truths. This is not just mode of goodness truth, which is better than passion and ignorance. This is transcendental truth, which will save the day. That's why you see Krishna saves the day in different ways. This truth will set you free, set everybody free, set the demons free because they're just destroying themselves. All in the name of saving themselves. Everything's twisted. Selfish. Okay. So anyway, this truth will set people free. This is the only thing really available now. Everything else is, I hate to say the word, dog pucky. Okay. So, only by devotional service does one attain Lord Krishna, the King of the Yadus. Yeah, so, so Prabhupada started out devotional service and practice, and you're still practicing if you're not reached the level of devotion awakened in your heart. See, that is, you're practicing when you don't have a guru that has that pure devotion awakened in their heart. See, so, and you're a follower and you don't have it, and it's not really of interest, but you're practicing because somehow you came to Krishna. Okay, so ultimately, it's what does he say here? Yeah. So only by devotional service. So Prabhupada started, only by devotional service. So that level was practice. So only by devotional service and practice. And then now only by this is the for the connoisseurs. Only by this awakening of pure devotional service can you really attain Krishna. Otherwise, it's still a show. It's still a game. It's still not clear. You still like superficial. You want to be deep? You want to be deep and penetrate into Krishna? You have to taste Krishna. You have to have awakened spiritual taste. See, that comes with real Guru Tattva, not practice Guru Tattva, following gurus who don't have ecstatic devotion awakened in the heart like you read about Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda and their followers. Now is the time for this preaching. I get excited because I see the face of these devotees. They like this. So it must be good. I could just see a lot of other faces going. Since I'm looking at your faces, I get encouraged. Yeah, you see, now's the time for this kind of preaching. It's perfect timing. Perfect timing to preach about the path of pure devotional service, except just now the preaching is what Lord Chaitanya did by example. He accepted the path of ecstatic love. Well, it's available again. Here the devotees, so many have ecstatic love. Go watch Johan Lalita Ganga. You don't even have to watch Sourpuss over here. You can go the more sweeter devotees like Johan and Lalita with a prettier voice. I don't even have to listen to Sourpuss anymore. Mr. Offensive. That's great, man. You have alternatives here. Go listen to we got the sweeter preaching out there.
But we need this thunderbolt preaching so badly.
I finally accepted. I just got to be the Sourpuss, man, accept my position. In the Leela, they had sourpusses there. There was Jatila. She was, like Jatila, always trying to cause an obstacle in Krishna's enjoyment. But she was in the Leela. I finally accepted. Well, I guess this is my part in the Leela. Everybody else can have the sweeter part. I got to have the sour part. The spoiler, man, the toilet cleaner, the one who will say what nobody else would dare to say, that stuff like that. Okay, I surrender to it. At least I'm in the game somewhere, at least I'm in right field. In baseball, they have the worst position is right field, but at least you're playing ball. Even in life, they gave me the position once as right fielder. And I thought, wow, right field, that is very rarely does a ball ever go over there. But at least I was in the game. Yeah, this is great stuff, isn't it? Lord Krishna is conquered by the nectar of devotional service. See, you got to taste that nectar. That's the example here. This is the new preaching. This is the new wine. Look at the devotees tasting this nectar. Go watch Lalita. Look at her face, man. She's tasting some kind of nectar, man. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. You want to have a smile like that? Look at River, man. She's smiling. You like to smile like that? See, this is the nectar. This is sublime, supreme. This is, you don't get this listening to Trump or glorification of Trump or Biden or any politician or Fauci. No, true glorification of the Lord, the essence, puts a big smile on your face. The nectar, this is the nectar. It's the devotional symptoms. One is smiling. This is why, I noticed a lot of devotees are not smiling. See? Shamaguri gave me a report. She went to the Narayan Raj group and she said a lot of them are not smiling. They don't look very happy. And she's smiling all over the place. See? So we're going to win by smiles. This is where, this is the transcendental version of smileys. Those little icons there, a smile. You come here, see the living smile, not the icon on a computer. You got to see the living smile. That's the real path, is the smiling path. You got to see devotees who have big, juicy looks on their face, like they're licking some transcendental lollipop or ice cream cone. That's Krishna. He's the ice cream of life. What is bread? Bread is, can be dry, man. No, we want ice cream of life. Lollipops of life. Who wants any dry bread, man? It's a new level now. To prove this, I quote the words from Shastras. See, and that is so important, man. That's what I love, man. If you have a realization that you want to propose in this world that's different than the preaching now, if you support it by the Shastras, man, then it really works. See, that's why people, that's why gurus don't come and all they will do is quote things to do with the Shastras that Lord Chaitanya said to neglect, right? And I'll be quoting the Shastras that Lord Chaitanya said to things to prove his points, which we're just pointing out. We see this is devotion to Krishna. That's where it's at now. That's where this is all going. Not devotion to Krishna in practice, practicing following gurus who don't have devotion to Krishna. No, follow the gurus like Lord Chaitanya who have devotion to Krishna. What's so hard to understand? Didn't he have devotion? Didn't Nityananda have real ecstatic devotion and the tears and all that stuff? Didn't Advaita? Didn't their followers? See, we prove our points. We use the juicy Shastras, not the rules, regulation levels. Why? Because Lord Chaitanya said to neglect that. Therefore, are we following his footsteps? So you gurus out there, come and say what Prabhupada said to do, follow all those stuff, and we'll give you our conclusions, and they're also in the scriptures. The scriptures Lord Chaitanya said to meditate on, right, Lalita? Yeah, see, we have our logic here. Put it to the test. I'm very eager to talk to that Acharya Dave. I want to see what happens. Wouldn't that be an interesting dialogue? Somebody arrange that. Let's have a discussion. Maybe you think I'm too much of a child. What I'm saying is too childish.
Guru Maharaj, I sent you pictures of that guru in Germany. I sent it on your messenger.
Oh, you did? Oh, I'll check it. Yeah, I'll check it. Sometimes I don't see the message because I get so many messages. It's like, and I have to, they only show up on the computer. And if I'm not using the computer and the phone, I can't, I get, what it is? It's the groups that get in, because when everybody's putting on the groups, then it goes all the way. And then I don't know down there what is in there. Anyway, is what it is. Just anyone who sends me a message, if I don't respond to it, make me aware. Tell me. Otherwise, I may have missed it. That's the only reason. because I
That's
wanted
what
to.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'll check it now. So Maha Krishna Das says, all right, our friend is here. I like this guy. So let's say if a Gori wants to practice his Sampradaya by night and Gohari Sampradaya by day. Oh, Shama Gori, is it Agori day? Would you allow this Parampara Guru Maji? Well, actually, we have some people doing that. You know, they go to other groups, and that's good. Why not? Especially if you share or you look for sharing opportunities. Otherwise, just emanate. You know, it's like if you get food here, fed here, and this is, and it gets your glow. You get a shine. You know, and then you go out and people will see eventually. He knows Agori. What is Agori? I don't know what is Agori. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I think I need to stop. I'd like to go on and talk forever, but I'm kind of, maybe if anyway, it is what it is. So thank you very much for coming, everybody.
Thank you for the entertainment.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a really good show today. It was this,
Always. Always.
Got to have entertainment. Got to make this interesting. Got to make it everything. Thriller, comedy. Yeah. Oh, Agori is a naked group Shiva follow. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. If Agori wants to practice his Sampradaya by night. Yeah, I don't know, man. Do what you feel inspired to do. Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Thank you there. Take care there, Karuna, River, Lalita Ganga, and Maha Krishna Das and Nari, and everybody, Freddie, and all you guys out there. Hare Krishna. We're going. We're out.